Welcome, Collective. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm getting ready to do a reading for any of you that are drawn to this message at this time. This is a timeless message, and it's intended to support you whenever you find it. I'm starting off with 3 oracle cards. I will clarify those, and then I will look at some more oracle cards and clarify those. So I'm allowing spirit to move me. I hope you find value in this. So for your present moment, wherever you are, the key card is allowing. And this is speaking about a way of opening yourself up, quite possibly to things that are still emerging in your reality, in your consciousness, truly. A recognition that you're not in control of all of the conditions and circumstances around you, but that you can make space for those things that will align with you and advance you towards your goals, towards whatever you identify with as success, achievement, some kind of peace, some kind of growth. So I'm going to read a little bit from the Oracle book. And what I have pulled is being more, being you. Wouldn't feel like one of the most dangerous things you can allow if society hadn't made it so. Consider a river that is allowed to flow naturally. It creates its own boundaries, which change and morph as the seasons change, as the years pass. It settles here, it floods there. And in the grand scheme of nature, there's no problem with any of this until you restrict the energy and form a reservoir of pressure, which pushes and pushes to find its natural flow, not caring about the path you want it to take. Your motivations are like the river. They have a path they want to follow. If you're currently controlling instead of allowing, know this: there's wisdom in opening the dam gently with discernment, titrating your energetic response until you can look at the wild coursing rivers of flow in your life and marvel at their beauty and genius. So this is clarified by the Ace of Needles, which is the Ace of Swords. And this is about a breakthrough, quite literally. This is about illumination, enlightenment, receiving a sense that has responded to your desire to break out of a rut, break out of a mold, break out of a lockdown of some sort in your life. So this is really about greater clarity. And that clarity involves a lot of trust, trusting in yourself, trusting that you are being guided, and that trust allows you to be patient, to open up, to trust that you can safely open up to the possibilities, to the opportunities that are right for you. In the past, I pulled the Worthy card. And again, I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook about the Worthy card. And this feels quite naturally about the ground that you have had to establish for yourself in order to be prepared, in order to have the courage for the breakthrough that you are experiencing, that you are manifesting in your life. The world around you and the stories you've created about your experiences of the world influence your alignment to worth and worthiness. We have thoughts, feelings, and opinions about who or what is worthy, how worth relates to value. which bodies are seen as worthy, and how all of these things are internalized and reflected in the world around you. Rest in your worthiness. Set down the patterns and programs that you have been chasing, that it's not already something inherent in your bones. You don't have to prove your worth or value to anyone, not even to yourself. You get to feel it and believe it, embody it, speak it. I'm worthy because I am. When you feel and believe this deep inside, it has no possibility then to ripple out from you, echoing from the land, across the land, and rearranging your life to one of worthiness and wholeness. So this is clarified by the King of Matches, the King of Wands. This is about intention and vision that comes out of a place of your sense of pride, of skill, of being gifted, of being abundant, of being capable. For some of you, this is the recognition that you are a born leader, and leading doesn't always look like being at the head of the pack. Sometimes the born leader is in front of the pack, responding to one's own inspiration that motivates them and thus motivates others by example. So this is relevant to your experiences of the past in which you've gathered this vision of what is equitable for you, what is worthy of your attention and your investment. And in the future, activating. Wow, this is quite a lovely narrative that is emerging here. Activating. Now you're moving forward to what you're going to do about it. What are you doing with these energies? And from the guidebook, I am going to read a few lines. Know that your movements in this lifetime are an effect of how your energy needs to activate on the physical plane in the material world. When you desire to travel, to share, to move with many people in many places, you do so because the energy you're here to transmit needs to touch those lives and places. You're like a wild blown seed, sometimes never knowing the impact you have. The energy you activate and transmit in a single place or with few people is enough to change everything. Like the acorn that lands and grows in a barren field changes its environment over time, so do you. Move when you're inspired to move and grow deeper when you're called to rest. This is fascinating. And I feel for many of you that are hearing this, there may have been or may be some way in which you are evaluating, trying to understand your path. And for some of you, that path has seemed quite erratic, um, particularly in our cultural world environment today. The possibility of many lives within a single life is more common than it was a generation or two or three ago, when it was more common for people to establish themselves in a spot and live there perhaps for a lifetime. And for those of you that I'm reading for, you may be thinking about your own life in comparison to one path or another. And of course, this is part of looking for your value, looking for your impact, what way in which you have not only been influenced by the world around you. I think that's more evident than the way that the world has been influenced or impacted by you. And this card is clarified by the Magician. I love it. And one thing to know about the Magician card, Not only this mastery, this resourcefulness that is the result of wherever you've been, however you've achieved your improvements, your mastery, that you're in the right place. This has taken experience to gather. This is not something that accrued instantaneously, but rather is the result of gathering resources, recognizing the resources that you have within your life, looking at your own abundance, not relative to others. And this is really putting a kibosh to the idea of comparing yourself to others, as if your life or your experience in life is a competition. This is counseling you that your path is unique, and you're now in a position of being able to manifest your intentions, your vision, because you now understand that you have everything you need, no matter where you've been or what you've gained, to activate that, to express that, to build that, to create that. And this is the direction you're moving into. So I'm going, before I read the outcome cards, or maybe I'll read these first. So I pulled two, which is already unusual. The first one being peace. I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. I feel like this is a thread throughout your progression. Many of you that I'm speaking to may have a lot, may have a little, but you're looking to find the thread in what you possess and what you're creating that allows you to release what pulls away from a sense of love, service, abundance, joy in your life. And in the chaotic environment that many of us find ourselves in, this is increasingly critical in terms of needing to align yourself with what is true, what is beneficial, what contributes to the abundance of the world, what sustains the natural world, the natural order. And so this is about more than simply releasing negative energy, because that negative energy is all about it, all around us. It is about aligning ourselves with what we feel is the most high, the most giving, the most of service we can be. And the other card, growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And these really do go together, don't they? Expanding your consciousness and awareness is releasing negative energy and being an agent of love, an agent of change, of positive change in the world. So we will clarify these as well. If this reading is resonating for you, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I enjoy your comments, and I really appreciate your presence with me here now and all the support that you give me in whatever way that is. So let's start with the past. The past card being worthy. Okay, and the King of Wands here. Two cards, please. The King of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. I like this. There's a real clear image that I'm seeing around the emotional intelligence that you've had to develop in your life. The way you've had to come to understand meaning for yourself, not necessarily the meanings that have been ascribed by the social order, your conditioning, or the cultural values, but rather your understanding that your ability, your vulnerability inclines you to ascribe more value, more meaning, more intelligence through your emotional experiences, particularly those that have been difficult. There's an acceptance that the ability to suffer, to endure pain, has meaning for you. And this is in part contributing to the independence you seek. The material independence, the ability to stand on your own 2 feet, to take care of yourself, to cultivate your own garden. In the words of Alice Walker, we are cultivating our mother's gardens. Gender aside, this is really about pursuing your own interests, making space for the things that are important to you in your life, and recognizing that the process is one of continual investment. As you learn that the quality that has seemed to make you vulnerable, naive, foolish, romantic, is really the quality of courage, of belief, of faith in something more than the superficial appearance of things. And so this is something I feel that you have been making space for in your life. And this is part of a general, I would say, kind of evaluation of where you're at, a deeper understanding of what your experiences have meant, particularly if you're finding yourself alone or on your own. You are understanding why has a particular value to you at this time, that the space is necessary in order for you to bring the truth, the guidance that others seek you out for. In the present, we have the allowing card. Oh, wrong deck. The allowing card and the Ace of Swords. And the Ten of Swords, and one more, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Wow, it's taken a lot of courage, in fact, throughout your past as you've come to evaluate what has meaning for you in your life, why you need to cultivate the space that you require in order to understand the value and abundance that exists in your life. You've had to separate yourself from a whole host of beliefs, conditions, certainly expectations of others. For many of you, this has been a wholehearted rejection of some of the social values that are evident in our media-rich environment. Constant communication about what is good, what is not good, what is beautiful, what is success. Really having to separate yourself from this as a thinking person. You're not a person that is simply a passive receptor of the ideas of others. You're a critical thinker. And so you need to engage with the body of ideas that surround you, but you've had to become very selective about those in order to advance your own ideas, your own thoughts, and to build your own intention with clarity as guided, as illuminated by Spirit. Queen of Pentacles shows your practical side. You understand that whatever is available to you, whatever you open yourself up to, you bring it down into a practical form. You create a tool, you create a program, or a way of making this productive insight, a way of managing the earth, managing your time, managing your relationships so that you are maximally productive, almost as a way of activating the resources that you have, recognizing that there's already a cycle, a rhythm that exists in nature that you can take advantage of because of your alignment with that, your native understanding that things work in their own way, and that success is evaluated on your ability to manage that harvest in the future. Let me not pull the same slippery deck. The Magician and activating. Clarify, please, with the Eight of Cups and the Two of Wands. Yeah. A part of the gathering of the sense of worthiness, we already have here a king and a queen. Your heart, your practical material experience of comfort, of safety, of security have all been configured to give you the courage to create a plan, to anticipate the value you can bring in unfamiliar settings. And in doing so, this is not just an altruistic desire to help others. This is much deeper than that. This is a place where you're challenging yourself to learn more, to learn from communities, relationships, environments that are less familiar to you, so that you can bring what you know, what you can offer, and you can learn and gain greater awareness, new insights, becoming more flexible and adaptable. But also, ultimately, for you, this has encouraged you to recognize that you have learned as much as possible from the relationships that exist in your life. Doesn't mean that you're throwing your relationships, your loved ones, aside or away. It simply means that they've given you the courage, whether this has been smooth, painful, troubled, challenging, or not, to advance towards something that means more to you, that you feel represents a significant, not only challenge that you're now ready for, but also a way that you feel your life, you want to define your life in accordance with greater happiness, greater fulfillment by moving into the meaning that you believe your experiences have dictated and led you towards. There is a lot about guidance here. You have a lot of energy, spirit, ancestral energy around you leading the way. And in some ways, that is the consolation to, for some of you, the difficulties you've encouraged, if we're looking over a spectrum of experience. But out of every difficult situation, you've been able to gather what is of value, and thus what is supporting you to move forward, to move on. I'm going to clarify both of these cards, the growth and the peace. A couple of cards for growth, please. The Magician, a repeat card, and death. And I'm going to pull for peace as well. 2 cards, please. So the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor card. Wow. Okay, well, one busy, productive person are you. So the Magician is being repeated here, and that's important to recognize, because this is clearly your growth has been willed. Your movement forward is something you are activating. You are recognizing as much as you know, as much as you've learned, as much energy, ideas, and inspiration, illumination as you've taken in, you're ready to move, you're ready to grow. And partially, this is for you a rebirth. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. You recognize that your opportunity to build something now recognizes the successful release of the ideas and expectations of others. This is grounding in your own rules, your own laws. The only laws that are directing you regulating you are your own right now. You know who you are and you know what your capacity is. And that's what is generating this rebirth for you, this opportunity to grow yet beyond where you already are. The growth is a continuum. It never stops. Every opportunity in life gives us new conditions to learn about, to grow about, new ways, pathways of learning. And for the Peace card, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor card. So this is about the ongoing release of negative energy. I almost feel like this is an image that I am often getting now is this sense of a kind of cosmic egg or an iridescent shell or bubble that encases your energy on the earth, that your steady growth, your steady improvement, your steady learning and practical application is actually creating this way, almost like a Teflon casing around you. It is a bubble, more like a bubble because it's permeable. It's iridescent because it reflects light and it gives light. So there's really this beautiful way in which you have cultivated your independence to be one of your own constant personal development, recognizing that your personal growth fuels changes in the world that you want to see. And the Emperor, as overall energy, is really about specifically that, our release of attempting to control the outer world. We're right back here at allowing. The difference between controlling and allowing. You have ceased looking to control your environment and have focused your intention on controlling your own emotions and resources. And this is coming as a way of taking full responsibility for your experience here, knowing that you can impact your reality in a way that suits you, in a way that allows you to best utilize what you've been given, what you have. So this creates a way in which your life becomes an example to others, a place from which you are leading by example. And where in the past you started with that King of Wands energy, that confidence that you have the heart, you have the courage, you have the vision that is able to move and motivate your life in a way that spills out into your environment and into your relations with others. I'm going to finish this reading with a language of flowers, and I've pulled what's up is the bird of paradise. Self-acceptance. Wow. You are so much more. Thank you so much, Spirit, all of you that are here today for this beautiful message. Until next time, namaste.